Your brain is not a hard drive, and memory is not a file you simply retrieve. Imagine it more like a painter recreating a landscape from a fleeting glimpse. Each time you recall an event, you are not replaying a recording, you are rebuilding the memory from scratch, piece by piece. Neurons fire in a similar but never identical pattern. This process of reconsolidation means your memories can and do change slightly with every single recall. Your brain is also constantly pruning away connections it deems less important, an act of deletion as vital as the act of creation. Forgetting often feels like a failure, a frustrating bug in our mental software. What if it is actually a core feature? Consider the simple act of finding your car in a large lot. You need to remember where you parked it today, not where you parked it last Tuesday or the Tuesday before that. Your brain actively suppresses those older, now irrelevant memories to make the current one easier to access. This is a biological decluttering. Old information competes with new information for resources. Forgetting is the brain's elegant solution to prevent you from being lost in an endless sea of outdated data, allowing you to function in the present. The writer Jorge Luis Borges imagined a character, Funes, who could remember every detail of his life. He recalled the exact shape of every cloud in the sky at 3:14 p.m. on April 19, 1882. This was not a gift, it was a prison of infinite detail. A real person, Solomon Shereshevsky, studied by neuropsychologist Alexander Luria, lived with a similar condition. He struggled to understand abstract ideas because his mind was swamped by an avalanche of specific, literal memories. A simple sentence would trigger an uncontrollable cascade of images, tastes, and sounds. Forgetting is what allows us to generalize, to see the forest instead of becoming lost counting an infinite number of individual trees. What if you could surgically remove a bad memory? A painful breakup, a deep humiliation, a traumatic event. Scientists are already exploring targeted memory erasure in mice using optogenetics. But what part of you gets erased along with that single memory? Are you simply the sum of your happy experiences? The resilience gained from failure and the empathy learned from loss are forged in the fires of difficult memories. Removing the memory might not heal the wound, but instead remove the scar tissue that made you stronger. Your identity is not a complete, unabridged autobiography stored in your skull. It is a story, and every good story has an editor. Your brain is that editor, constantly cutting, trimming, and highlighting to create a coherent narrative of who you are. The things we forget define the shape of the things we remember. They create the negative space that gives our self-portrait its form and meaning. So the next time you cannot recall a name or a fact, do not think of it as a personal failure. Consider it your brain performing its most human job, making space for who you are about to become.